you tend to stress eat a little too much when you're overwhelmed? Well, with finals right around the corner, how about you come down to Puppy Palooza, where you can play and pet puppies like Riley right here and treat them instead of yourself. This week marks the first official U.S. Navy Fleet Week here in Baltimore. Local students came out to honor the city's history with a salute to schooners. After all that's happened today, members of St. Vincent de Paul Catholic Church came out for a prayer vigil where they prayed for security in the community. Some Americans found it hard to understand the purpose of the Electoral College. A bill passed here in Maryland could potentially change the power of the popular vote and the outcome of the presidency.
Do you think we'll have a white Christmas this year? Well, today's warm weather isn't the best indicator. But when you step into the world of ice, the Gaylord's yearly ice exhibit, wintry weather meets holiday cheer.
Inside this icy exhibit, you're transported to a winter wonderland that's 9 degrees cold. I went to ICE this month and didn't have to travel too far to see how Christmas is celebrated around the world. Imagine walking into a room where everything is made of ice.
And it's really freezing inside of here. And people should be having on their coats and hats and gloves.
8-year-old Alana Johnson came to the Gaylord National Resort to visit the 8th annual ice exhibit. This year's theme, Christmas around the world.
So we have these different beautiful vignettes where you can see different cultures like Mexico and how they celebrate, or England or Germany.
From sitting on Santa's sleigh to crawling under tunnels or going down the infamous slides, this icy attraction took 30 days to build. Artisans from Harbinger, China carved it all.
They work about 12-hour days to create it, but they're very used to this. Temperature-wise, it's actually warmer here for them in this 9 degrees than it is back home in Harbin.
Ice may not be the North Pole, but it's pretty close.
Where else can you go really to experience all this colorful ice around you? You're surrounded and you get to interact with it.
With each year comes a new theme, but the 9-degree temperature is set to stay the same. In Oxon Hill, Maryland, Simone Thomas, CNS TV. An act of kindness goes a long way. For a 5-year-old girl, an act of kindness saved her life.
Did you make that for me? Thank you so much.
5-year-old Sage Baker made that bracelet to show her appreciation to Molly Bricker, a 23-year-old law student who donated a piece of her liver to save Sage's life.
I just felt really strongly that the Lord was calling me to do it. Like, I felt 100% that He was saying, Molly, you need to, at least apply to donate your liver to this girl.
After being diagnosed with leukemia at 6 months old, Sage received a stem cell transplant to keep the cancer away. But she continued to have severe medical problems, including a damaged liver. Last June, doctors put her on the transplant list. Although there was a long wait, Sage's mom, Athena Alexander, never lost hope.
We didn't hear much, and it felt like we weren't making any progress with it, so we decided to do a news story on it.
And that's how Molly discovered Sage.
Immediately I was like, oh my gosh, I have to apply for that. She needs a liver, I have a liver, I have to apply.
Dr. Thomas Fishbein, liver transplant and cancer surgeon, says this is a unique situation.
You'll have a case like this very rarely where it's an anonymous donor and wants to give a portion of their liver.
Sage wasn't fully awake when she met Molly, but the two will stay in touch.
I can't wait to see her again because I feel like I didn't get enough hugs. And I want to make sure Sage gets hugs when she's more awake.
Simone Thomas in Washington, News 4. And one furry creature is getting ready for the holiday. A beaver discovered at a dollar store in St. Mary's County appears to be shopping for Christmas decorations. The beaver knocked over a few items, but was safely removed from the store by animal control. It's Election Day. Marylanders have just 90 minutes left to cast their ballots. And CNS TV's Sarah Dignan was at the polls earlier today to get voters' reactions. She joins us live from the Republican election headquarters in Linthicum. Sarah? Workers throughout the district could be getting some generous paid family leave benefits. Next week, city lawmakers will vote on a bill that would give workers in D.C. some of the most generous paid family leave benefits in the country. The bill guarantees 11 weeks of paid leave for the birth of a child, an adoption, or the placement of a foster child. It would also give workers 8 weeks of leave to care for a sick relative.